Alright, YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and we're back with another Goddess of Victory Nikke video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a showcase on the Snow White. I want to do a showcase on her if I was to give her maximum support in terms of her attack, right? Because obviously we now have campaign unlocked, like the new chapters, and I am doing that right now. And the thing about this Snow White is that she's very, very good against mobs, right? You're not really going to see that much of a performance against bosses without projectiles. And then even in her just draw number performance, you're not going to see that much because her whole thing is really against AoEs, right? Her whole thing is AoEs, right? So multiple projectiles at once. Also like multiple enemies, right? Multiple projectiles, multiple enemies. So against something like Nihilister, she's great. Land Eater, perfect. I want to say her against Mother Will because that could be very useful as well. Especially since Mother Will has all those minions and you have to destroy the minions and thing. And then also Material H. This character could be very good for all those things, right? So there's that. Also, I think honestly, bro, and listen well, bro. I think Snow White, the Innocent Day Snow White, is the MVP of the anniversary. Obviously, Red Hood is still better than Snow White. I'm sure we could all agree on that. But I feel like, I don't know, I just find it more fun to use this character somewhat. I don't know, I just like seeing all the stuff happening at once. This character is just such a fun character, right? So obviously when you use your burst skill, the hit count of the burst 2, or not burst 2, the skill 2 gets reduced by 20, making that a 30 normal attack mechanic, and then you also get a massive attack buff. So we're going to be running her with Naga, Tia, Litter, and then I have Modernia on the team since I'm running campaign. I know Red Hood is not on this team, it's just because I can't make it work with Naga, Tia, Red Hood, and then have 2 other burst 3s, right? Usually if you're going to run Naga and Tia with Red Hood, you want Red Hood to be that other burst 3 as well with another burst 1, right? So it would literally be this exact team, but rather than Snow White or Modernia, it would be Red Hood. Technically, I could just take out Modernia and slap in Red Hood, but we wouldn't get the attack buff, so it just doesn't make sense to me. That's all it is. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, we're gonna go in here, see how well she can perform, and yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and like. We're on the road to 9K. We are less than 200 subs. I believe we're 180 subs. So subscribe if you enjoy the content, right? But yeah, I think honestly I like this character a lot more than obviously I don't want to say I like her more than Red Hood, but she's just like much more interesting right now to me. Right, so as you guys see, you have to get those bullets off, and when you get her burst skill, so now look at all the buffs we have. We have 700k attack basically. We have increased damage when attacking strong element, right? Where is she getting this from? That's not from, I guess she just has strong element, right? I guess she just has strong element this fight, right? We're getting this attack buff 27%. We're getting the 56%. We're getting the 65% when attacking core. If we are attacking core, 13%, 24%, an additional. This is from herself. The 61% from herself, and then an additional 16%, bro. Like there's so much attack buff going here, bro. She might just cook right here, right? But there's not enough. Okay, wait. But then boom, yeah. Like look at those numbers, right? She's gonna cook, bro. Yeah, no, she's really good for like new players, bro. I'm telling you right now, Snow White was the greatest thing to happen for free-to-play players, newer players in the game especially, right? Just being able to start the game off with someone who can help you clear mobs, especially since early game, there's a lot of mobs, right? Earlier in the game, you fight a lot of those tower defense. I do want to see how she's going to perform against tower defense here as well, right? So I don't know when we're going to be able to fight that, but I think she's a great character, right? I think she's a great character. Would I recommend using her over, you know, other DPS? Maybe, maybe not. It really depends. She's a really good DPS, right? She could hit decently hard, but there's obviously still much better options, right? At the end of the day, she's still a free-to-play character, right? But yeah, like her just doing those chip damage to these enemies are very good. And then the unlimited bullets, for example, here, when boom, missiles going off, and look at these numbers, they're just flying, right? Her normal attacks are hitting like what, 40k? Do you want to crit? Like what the hell, right? 4 million. Like she's actually putting in work. Like look, she's actually putting in work, and that's why I like the character. She puts in work. She puts in work. I ain't talking about no character specifically because I know Red Hood puts in work, so y'all not gonna insult Red Hood no more. Stop calling Red Hood mid, right? I'm down for a buff, but I just don't like when people call her mid. I just don't like it because she's not mid. But okay, let's see around here. So we're like 20k power, under power, but they did say they were making this content very not easy. Like I believe chapter 2 to 24 became easy, but I think chapter 26 and 25 are still supposed to be difficult. By now, because we haven't had story in such a long time in terms of like the power scaling, most people who are going into these chapters who already completed chapter 24 and had to wait such a long time for these 2 chapters are probably already over the power of the limit, right? So my main team is already well over the power of like the limits, right? Obviously a team like this isn't though, but my main team is over the power, like the power limit, so there's that. But I do like all these enemies just getting their damage hit, right? And then with all these attack buffs, they all come into play still. Like you can see she deletes these mobs, right? And on top of her with Modernia, it's like Modernia, we're using Modernia and mini Modernia, right? That's just like that. We're literally using Modernia and mini Modernia. That ass, bro. We're literally using Modernia and mini Modernia. So it's a pretty good comp, right? You have Modernia, mini Modernia going crazy. What if I was to use Modernia's first? Let me use Modernia first, and then use what's her name? And then use things burst skill, because then it's like if I do that, we will have unlimited bullets from Modernia for 15 seconds, but we won't have from her. And Modernia my Modernia has 1,000 ammo, so now we're gonna leave it like this. Right? I do want to probably try with the Bunny Girls. I think Bunny Girls is going to be a better pairing for this character, honestly, because obviously Noir, right? Remember Noir does. Let me do it like this. Actually, I know you don't want to use burst skill, but Noir does actually, in fact, give what's it called? Let me like set this up and I'll come back. Okay, like I was saying, Noir does give the ammo capacity and thing when we enter a full burst, so this team might be nasty too, because then all enemies are going to have their damage taken increase. Obviously, the damage is going to be less than what we had before because schoolgirls are just massive damage buffers. But, I mean, having the, benefits from Noir is going to be pretty good with Snow White. You want her to have as much bullets as possible. She does increase her own max ammo capacity, right? But, like, this is going to be great right here, for example. Right? Like, look at her numbers, though, right? If these enemies were tankier, like, you would see, like, let her attack the boss, right? Like, these numbers are not bad, right? And then boom, when you're attacking the boss, you can handle the other minions, and you can see it's quite efficient, right? It's quite efficient. So I like it a lot. I think she's a great character, right? She's really helping you with those chip damage that you need. She really is putting in the work, and then her normal attack is not bad as well. She's hitting like 40k, right? She's hitting like 40k on a crit. I think 30 something k on no crit, right? Let me see. What was her numbers here with this team? 5 million, 13 million. But yeah, she's still hitting harder than my Noir. Obviously, we used her burst skill, but it's like my Noir is core 2, right? Core 2 with overload gear and good rolls. So it's like, I could put my Noir in there and we can use Noir's burst skill to see. Let me see if she like out DPS's my Noir. That would be interesting. If my free-to-play Snow White with like 555 skill levels, and then not even Pilgrim gear on her, out damages my Noir with core 2 overload gear with good rolls on her, right? So let's take a look. I mean, I expect there to, right? Because there's MOBS there, but then again, it's like Noir's burst skill is an AoE as well, right? So yeah, you can see it's really good. Like, she's really going to be nice for clearing content. She really is going to be good for clearing content. If I'm probably only going to be using her if I'm fighting Nihilister, if I'm fighting especially Land Beater for sure. I think that's where she's going to really shine, right? So wait. Okay, yeah, Noir ended up doing more damage because of the burst skill, right? Makes sense, right? I mean, I would hope so. But look, very good character, very good for clearing. 4 million to 5 million, yeah. A very good character. So I like the Snow White. I think it's a W character. Remember, you do get her free max limit broken. You can get her core 7 in the shop, right? She hasn't been in my shop, but I believe people said she's in her shop, and I think I seen a picture of her in the shop. I don't remember if it was like a picture of her in the shop or if it was just a dupe of her, but I think it was an actual picture of her in the shop, right? And the thing is, they put Ray in the shop, right? Ray was another free-to-play SSR they gave for the half anniversary. You can actually get her body parts from the shop. So I have you know, 400 silver tickets. I really want to use this on Maxwell, which I probably will, but I do like that Snow White a lot, that I am willing to get her to core 7 in the future. So yeah, W free-to-play character, really good for progression. Hopefully guys, you guys enjoyed this character. Let me know, is this Snow White over Red Hood? I know you guys are just gonna meme and say Snow White over Red Hood, but very good character. And she's a free-to-play pilgrim, right? A free-to-play pilgrim and an actual good one. This is not a Nihilister mistake, right? How is she better than Nihilister? And like, you just get her for opening the game. Nihilister, you have to be chapter 20, own the pass liberate. There's so much, like, come on now. This is what a free pilgrim should look like. Nihilister. Buff Nihilister. Buff all redheads in the game. Dead ass. Hold on. Let me see all the redheads. Dead ass. Buff all redheads. 1, 2, and then 3. Or is Makima's pinkish? That's more like red, I think. I know this is like pink and this is pink, right? These are two like pink. Like buff up, or maybe this might be red. Buff up redheads, bro. Boys, Zxous, let me know what you think. Let me know if you guys like the free-to-play Snow White. I will have her how to build her showcase, or not showcase, her how to build Snow White video after this. So yeah, let me know what you think. I'm out. Peace.